Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey, everybody, how we doing? Hopefully everybody's doing well. We got a little something for y'all today. We got Dr. Umar. Hey, E305. Been a member for 7 months. Thank you so much. Hey, Crimson in the chat. And Dr. Umar is being interviewed by a young lady. I believe they are in Australia, or she's Australian. And they talked about a lot of different things, but one of the things that they talked about was Black women dating, that whole thing. And he had some interesting critiques concerning Black women's dating habits and their overall viewpoint about dating. And honestly speaking, he cooked her. He cooked her. So we're gonna actually get right on to it.
Community wanted to fund itself, we could. We choose not to. Yeah. And that's why you're getting the funding. So the funding from the government is a consequence of the fact that
I can agree to it.
Yeah.
About Black love.
Yes.
I feel like there is a war between Black men and Black women.
Mm-hmm.
I think that a lot of the dilemmas that get sent in from my listeners talk about, it's about women talking about struggling to find a man, struggling
to find what kind of
to
man?
Find a Black man.
What kind of Black man?
What do you mean? What kind of Black man?
What kind of Black men? Struggling to find what kind of Black man?
Okay, let's talk about it.
Black men all in Australia.
No. We have.
So what kind of Black men are you struggling to find? Are you struggling to find a millionaire? Are you struggling to find somebody who's 6'3" with a six-pack stomach?
No.
Are you struggling to find someone who can finance a European expensive materialistic lifestyle?
No.
What kind of Black man are you struggling to find?
Let's talk about the culture in Australia versus the culture in America. I don't think it is quite different. It is.
No, it's not.
It is. I think now we're being more influenced.
One of the biggest mistakes that I find in the diaspora is we swear we're so randomly different. As probably the most traveled African in the Western Hemisphere, we're not that significantly different.
No, but we
there
are.
Might be something new. No, we're not. No, we're not.
I don't think Black women. Okay, let's just.
She gonna try to pivot away from what he just said, but he right. Not all that different. The lost value system, the colonized mindset, or let me put that in the correct order. The colonized mind that led to the lost value system is rampant throughout the melanated peoples of the world, i.e. us. Whether you are American Black, whether you are a Black person out of any one of the countries in Africa, whether you are a Black person in Australia, whether you are a Black person in the UK, wherever you are, if you are in a westernized society or one that is close to it, or you live in a society that has been colonized before, then you are suffering in some degree from the colonized mindset and thus you have a version of the lost value system. Because let's be really honest. Let's take West Africans, for example, a Nigerian or a Ghanaian or what have you. There are parts of their culture that are intact. Like they have a stronger sense of family structure. They have a stronger sense of that. But they still got a lost value system. They still suffer from the colonization that they went through. So a lot of lost value system elements are still there because they suffer from colorism. Okay. A negative tribalism. So the colonization is still present. They're not over that. It's a lot of wigs and cake faces on the motherland. It's a lot of European beauty standards in the motherland. It's a lot of love of Mr. Cartwright in the motherland. So he's right about it's not so extremely different. No, it's not. It just show up different. It just manifests different.
Let's talk about it, because I'm getting dilemmas where women are talking about they're successful, they're in their careers, and they're looking for a decent guy. They're not asking for a man to earn triple the amount that he's earning.
Decent? Give me 3 criteria for decent. I'm a psychologist. You must define the term. Give me 3 criteria for decent.
So he's emotionally intelligent.
Okay. Assuming she is as well.
Continue. He is a provider. So he's able to, or he has a decent job. They are on the same.
What is a decent job? Define the term.
He makes an amount that is in the same tax bracket as the woman. Let's just say that same tax bracket.
Okay.
Emotionally
Financial
intelligent.
equity.
Yes.
Okay.
I would just say he's a provider. He's nurturing, and he cares to build a family with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the question?
And the question is, women are struggling to find men that they can date.
Okay. Couple things. Number 1, Black women cannot, shall not, should not expect a Black man to be able to provide them with the same type of a lifestyle that a Caucasian can provide for the white female, because the Caucasian benefits from white privilege. The Black man suffers from white racism. So we should not be, no sister should be looking for a European equivalent or an African equivalent of a European. A Black man has to work twice as hard to get half as much. So although I can appreciate the financial equity, but if you are a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer as an African woman in Australia or America or the UK or Toronto or Johannesburg, looking for a Black man who has financial equity with your type of career success, that's going to be difficult. You might got to tone it down a little bit. What I find as a therapist who works with couples, married, divorced, and otherwise, too often Black women prioritize a man's income over his masculinity, meaning he might can provide. He's willing to help with those children. He will nurture you, look out for you, but he might not be able to put you in a Mercedes. He might not be able to help you with that $1 million mortgage. And I've seen Black women turn down good men, very good men, because he didn't have the economics, but he had everything else. Sisters need to be careful not to fall into this European narrative of judging men primarily by how much they make.
I can agree with that. I think that these are 2 extreme scenarios here, because I think if a man we're talking about financial equity, if he is making enough to build a household with you, to be a leader in the household, I think women are okay with that. I think that's not what they're getting. I think they're getting the other end of the spectrum. That's what we're hearing. You know what I mean?
Would you have a problem if you met a man who...
Now, this is where it's gonna get sticky. This is where the questioning, this is where it's gonna start showing up just how similar she is as a Black Australian woman to a Black American woman. Now, with his line of questioning that he's going to start asking her, the similarities are going to start showing up.
Who made half of what you made or a third of what you made, but he had a financial vision of an empire, a business, some sort of an entrepreneurial undertaking.
See, I think that's dangerous.
Stay with me.
I think that's dangerous.
Let me finish it, and then I want you to respond. And he needed you to help invest in his dream. And he gave you a definitive timeline. He said, give me 12 months or 24, no more than that. If you invest in me, I promise you what I'm going to build will equal where you are. Would you have a problem investing in him?
What does investing in him mean?
Let's say he needed $700 a month to help fuel this dream. He needed $700 for 24 months.
The only amendment that I would make to his premise is that that kind of level of support is made for a husband. I would support my husband in the pursuit of his vision. And if the support of my husband meant money that I needed to financially support his pursuit of the vision, then I will. Men that are not committed to me in any way beyond, hey, I kick it with you and I like you, you're not going to get that from me. You're not going to get that from me. No, you might as well not even ask me that. You might as well not even hint around to that. We're not doing that. Because first of all, when we talk about the idealist, the ideal lioness situation, even if she's in a court situation, first of all, she shouldn't be living with him. And if the courting is that deep, we at least need to be fiancés with a date for the marriage, and we're locked in like that. But all of that, we've been kicking it for 6 months and we vibing, and you talking about give you $700 a month? Oh, no. Nope. Not doing it. We're not doing that. Because if I'm just kicking it with a guy, can I ask him for $700 a month towards my rent and I'm not his wife? Is he down with that? I'm not his wife. We ain't serious. We not committed. And I say, I need to go to school to, get some type of certification. I need a year, but I ain't got the money to work full time and go to school. If you front me $700 a month, that means I can go to school. That's like asking that. They ask, but who's in charge of giving it? She can ask what she want to ask. You can ask for the moon. You can ask to fly to Jupiter. That don't mean that it need to be supplied to you. And I don't care what a hyena asks. I ain't even talking about hyenas. I don't care what a hyena asks. I said lioness. I didn't say hyena. I don't care who asks. Y'all keep putting it in the chat, but I'm not talking about that. I said the ideal. Because I guarantee you, I ain't never asked no man to give me no $700 or nothing close to it that wasn't my husband. Us kicking it don't qualify. Because there's certain lines I'm not going to cross for you because we ain't locked in like that. And since it's certain lines I'm not going to cross for you, it's certain things I won't ask of you because we not locked in like that. So why would I ask? Why would I ask you? Whores ask for money in the day that they meet you. They want cash apps and they want expensive dates. So again, that's the only amendment that I will make for his premise. Otherwise, his premise is a good one. His premise is a good one. He's asking about the level of support that she's willing to give a man that she locked in with. And now on that basis, we'll get to hear her answers about what she's talking about and how she starts sidestepping all this other stuff. She gonna start Molly trotting and fox trotting. Listen.
Could you do it? You're reluctant.
I
Tell
am
me why you're
reluctant. I am
Tell me why.
reluctant because what's the guarantee?
There is no guarantees in love. There is no guarantees in romance.
And
If
also,
you need a guarantee,
I think context matters. How long have we been together?
I agree.
You know, if it's just a guy that I met last year and all of a sudden he has these dreams and he wants me to fund it.
For about 2 years. You like him. There might even be some love there. And he's saying
there might be some love there is crazy. There has to be some love there.
Let's say there
has to be a future there. And I think that's what I'm saying. Context matters. If I see myself with this man. But you didn't
answer the question. Let's say all those things are there. Could you do it? You're reluctant.
I am reluctant because what's the guarantee?
There is no guarantees in love. There is no.
I'm gonna pause her right there. What's the guarantee? There isn't one. There's the probabilities, right? Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell women something about the guarantee. There is no such thing as the guarantee in anything in your life. There are no guarantees in life. The only thing that you're guaranteed to do is die. That's an absolute guarantee. There are no others. Life is always the probabilities. You weigh the probabilities. You weigh the options. You weigh the pros and cons. You weigh the likelihoods. This is what vetting is for. You're supposed to weigh it. There is no guarantee in any investment of anything, whether you're talking about investing in stocks, whether you're talking about investing in businesses, whether you're talking about an investment of time, whether you're talking about an investment of energy, whether you're talking about investments of love, no matter what kind of investment you are talking about or trying to be involved in, there's never a 100% guarantee. I don't gaslight men's experiences. On this channel, if you're not familiar, I talk extensively about the way hyenas move and how that movement, that those behaviors, those mindsets have perpetuated the decline and the fall and the misery that is the Black community. Excuse me if I want to talk about a lioness every once and again. Can we do that? Can good women be talked about? Can we get a little sunlight? Can we talk about us sometimes? 1 out of 100 times? Can a lioness be talked about? Can a lioness get her flowers 1 out of every 1,000 mentions? Or we got to talk about hyenas all the time? And we got to focus on what they do. We can't never focus on what a lioness is supposed to be doing and what a woman is supposed to be doing and how she's supposed to be moving and how she's supposed to be behaving and what the ideal is supposed to be. Can we do that? Or we got to talk about what the hoes is doing and what the hyenas is doing and what these tricks out here is doing. I mean, I'm just saying, and I'm not even mad. I'm just saying, is there ever an opportunity to speak about the lioness? Maybe if we talked about the lioness, it can raise up from that 30%. Have we ever thought about, if you spread evil, evil will spread, and if you spread good, good will spread. So what if we talked about good women and what mindful women need to do and how we need to stay on the right track and be acknowledged sometimes? I'm just asking. Anyway, she wants a guarantee, and there aren't any. There are none. If you vet for your husband, that is where the weighing of pros and cons come from. That is where trying to get the best assessment of who this man actually is and what he's more likely to do versus what he is not likely to do. This is where spiritual discernment comes from. This is where, if you have a father or a brother or some other man in your life like that, that can help you vet, that can give you a clearer sense. Because sometimes we as women, we get involved, our emotions get involved, and they may cloud the judgment. So if you have access to your father or brother or some such man, then it would behoove you to employ him as well in this vetting process so that your emotions can be clarified by his logic. And then you invest. You have to go in without the expectation that there is a 100% guarantee that this man is X, Y, and Z or gonna do X, Y, and Z. Nothing works like that. Nothing in life works like that. You have to, this is why I tell women this thing. When you are vetting for your husband, you gotta be okay with the man you marry that day. You have to be all right with that man. You have to love, respect, and honor that man that day, the day you marry him. Not waiting to love, respect, and honor him for what he might be 10 or 15 or 20 years down the line. Because if he never achieves the thing that he goes after, if something happens and he doesn't quite meet that mark, you can't then be 10, 15, 20, 25 years later disappointed about it. And therefore begin to resent him or begin to dislike him or begin to be disappointed because your expectation, quote unquote, was not met. So you have to love, respect, and honor the man you marry the day you marry him, who he is that day, not who he may become down the line. No matter what no matter how well he expresses his intent, and he may do it, he may, but you have to allow for the possibility that it may not, or it may not be exactly the thing. You're marrying him. You're marrying him. And it's wild to me that you don't mind giving up your body, but an investment of a few $100s a month to your husband to support his vision is a question mark. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a commercial break and we're going to come back to this video because we're going to let him cook. But after these messages, we'll be right back. Because I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. Matter of fact, I knew it was something that I was forgetting to do, but it shouldn't be something you forget to do. Now is the time to make your order for yourself and make an order as a gift to someone you love by going to ashkicking.com to keep your skin looking and feeling and smelling its absolute best. If this is going to be the first order that you make, please take advantage of the 10% discount using a promo code Crimson. Once again, that website is ashkicking.com. And in a second, I'm going to have it pinned to the chat. And the link is pinned to the top of the chat. So please make sure you go and make your order once again at ashkicking.com. Don't know how many likes I need, but I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button. Let me take a look at these super chats. Thank you, Miss Bella, for your support. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Thank you, guys. Dr. Umar explained why Becky wins. Thank you, D, for your super sticker. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, Chief Rocker, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you, Miss Lou Casely, for your super sticker as well. Thank you, Miss Mia. I appreciate you as well, sweetheart. Thank you, Mr. Jarrett. So how many Black men and women make 100K and up 926,560 black men, 721,123 black women. Difference, 205,437 black men make $100. There is more than enough. Thank you. There, I said it, says salute. Thank you so much. Thank you. The dream said labor without work is dead. And thank you. Your daily BRZ said you can't move forward in bad faith. Thank you for the contributions. I appreciate it. So we're going to go back. We're going to take a look at what she says.
No guarantees on romance.
And also, I think context matters. How long have we been together?
I agree.
You know, if it's just a guy that I met last year and all of a sudden he has these dreams and he wants me to fund it. Y'all been dating for
about 2 years. You like him. There might even be some love there. And he's saying
there might be some love there is crazy. There has to be some love there.
Let's say there
has to be a future there. And I think that's what I'm saying. Context matters. If I see myself with this man.
But you didn't answer the question. Let's say all those things are there. Will you financially invest in him? Be honest, my queen. They already answered for you. They said hell to the nizzo.
Yeah. Look.
Why not though? Why do you have a problem with that? Given the atmosphere.
Now, the crazy part about what just happened here is that she created more criteria that quote unquote would make her more comfortable with financial support. But when he said in this hypothetical situation, okay, say all of those things that you said you needed in order to be financially supportive. Let's just say all of those things are present. Are you going to do it? And she's still saying no. So here's the thing. Y'all be gaslighting. Y'all try to gaslight everybody. That there's a certain criteria and that there's a certain circumstance and that there's a certain set of things that are going to make you be supportive even with your money. Okay, support. And see, this is why I draw the distinction between the hyenas and the lionesses, because hyenas want to talk about it, but they don't want to do it. Mainly because they don't even know what doing that looks like. They don't know what that is on the ground. They have no idea. They think support is a cute little word that they can say. They think it's all just emotional support. And they don't even hardly do that. They think support means, oh, baby, have a good day today at work. That ain't no dang on support. That's being nice. Well, not nice. That's being kind to your husband. Those are kind words. Nothing wrong with kind words, but that's not support. Support is not only, it has several facets. Sister, you ain't said nothing but a word. Money is the simplest thing. If you got the money to put towards what's going on in your marriage and in your household and to further and to benefit your family and your husband and you and your kids, if you got the money, man, that's easy. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy all day. You don't even think about that. You don't even think about that. That's easy. That's simple. That's a quick pay transfer. That's a Zelle transfer. That's all that is. Okay. Let me cash out that to you. That's all that is. Why is that difficult? Y'all claim y'all got it. Y'all claim, you know what I'm saying, the men need to be in the same tax bracket. Why? If you so much in such a high tax bracket, then him wanting a couple of $100 here and there should not even be, you blow that on Amazon. You blow that on Amazon. Huh? Amazon get your money all the time. And your man can't get your money? I'm telling you, when you got the money in your pocket and your man say, I just need this extra little bit. See, they always think that anytime you put your money towards your home, your family, your husband, your bills, your expenses that are shared and all this type of stuff, they think anytime you start putting your money towards it and now you taking care of him and he a bum and he don't have it. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. Who said that? Who said that? Telling y'all be worried about the wrong thing. Y'all be worried about the wrong thing in these relationships. Because it's either going to go or it ain't. And I don't know. I just guess I got a different mindset about it. Because if, hypothetically speaking, if a woman do that for a man and she put the money in and all that type of stuff, and then he up and dish her off, man, he have to talk to his Lord about that. He have to meet his Lord about that. You talk to Allah about that. That'll be between you and Allah. Because I'm not even gonna. We'll chalk that up as sadaqah. That's sadaqah. That's sadaqah. That's charity. Allah like charity. Allah like charity. That'll be some good blessings stored up for me in the afterlife then. It was that important. She gonna keep on tap dancing. Watch.
The sphere of racism and economic oppression that black men suffer in Australia. Why would you have a problem
But what are black
investing
men
in your
subject
king?
to that women are not? We're
Say that
going through
again.
the same thing.
True, but it operates differently. The racism against black men is significantly more aggressive than the racism against black women. Now, I don't want to get into an oppression Olympics because I agree with you. We all suffer and we suffer together. But a man's primary responsibility is to be a provider. And we don't feel adequate as men when we can't provide. So your king, who you love, who you've been dating for 2 or 3 years, is saying, baby, invest in me for these 18 to 24 months. And I promise you, I will cross that finish line. You're still reluctant.
I'm
Why?
reluctant. I'm reluctant. As my husband, if we were married and something like that happened, of course, I would be open to doing that.
But would you be open to even marrying him if he was not the provider you needed him to be? He's saying, help me level up so I can become the person you want to marry. He's asking you to help him level up.
I think.
Let me tell you why you're reluctant. And I don't have a problem with your reluctance, but I want to explain something.
Okay.
And I want all my young sisters to hear me. A big difference between the snow bunny and the African queen is the snow bunny will find a black man in progress. She will find him on the job. She will find him on the university. And that snow bunny will see a black man with potential and she will invest in him. She will help him level up. And then when the sisters see him 5 years ago, 5 years later, he's a millionaire. And the sisters say, look at that sellout. He went and got a white girl. But guess what? When he was looking for a sister to help him level up, to invest in him, none of them wanted it. You know why? Too many black women want a finished product. Black women have to stay with me. Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us. Help him level
But
up.
what-
Stay with me. Help him level up and become what you need him to be. Because the big reason why these snow bunnies are running off with black men is they're meeting them when they have nothing, but they believe in their vision. And black women are waiting for him to cross the finish line. And by the time he crosses the finish line, the snow bunny then snatched him already.
I disagree.
And she can say she disagree, but them was facts. It was facts. And you can replace Snow Bunny with any woman, with any other woman. What you hear a lot of these chicks and hyenas talk about is that they want the finished product. I'm not going to build no man. I don't want no build the bear. They don't even understand. This goes back to what I was saying, talking about with Miss Eliza when she put up the money is the easiest thing. They don't understand what building and support actually look like. They don't get it. They think that when they're both young, kind of young, she's young, he might be a little bit older than her, right? He ready to get married. He ready, but he's still on his grinding phase. He's got the vision. He's working towards the vision. There's something for you to believe in as the woman. There's a vision he can share with you about what it is that he is intending to do and what it is that he's striving to do and make an effort towards. So that's the thing that you gotta see if you can be a part of and that you can support and that you can be a benefit to him, both in the phase of his building and in the finished product. Because these are hyenas, that never occurs to them. This ties into what I've been saying about how they denigrate the lioness's role and what we do. They denigrate that role. They don't like that role. Oh, she got to work. Oh, she got to do all she doing. All this. Why is it a struggle? Keith Lee, the black guy that does the food reviews, the restaurant reviews and things of that nature. And he has, basically made his living and his income from the reviews and endorsements and things like that. And he helped a lot of people too as well. And he was discussing, I believe, with Shannon Sharp. He was having an interview with him, and he was telling Shannon about his relationship with his wife and how she built with him. She built with him. She saw it. It had not come to fruition yet. See, hyenas don't get the watering of the garden. They just want the fruit off the tree. They pay no mind to how the tree got to a point that it bears fruit. That's where the nurturing and the care for it and all that comes into play. How to create the environment where the tree may prosper. How to make sure the soil is good, how to make sure the conditions is right, how to make sure that the water and to get the sunlight and to get the, and all that to the best of your ability. Try to make sure that the environment, because that's our wheelhouse, that the nest, the environment, that is conducive, not a detraction, but an addition to what he's doing. Because there's a difference between being there, but you was a negative influence. You just happen to stick around long enough for him to come to the finish line. And then you want to try to say, well, I was there in the struggle. Yeah, but you was negative the whole time. Those are the ones that get left after he make it. Or right when he gonna make it, she's gone. Because every time I took 5 steps forward, you was trying to pull me 2-3 steps back. Like you was a whole op. You was the ops. Don't try to act like you was really standing by me just because you was there. You was the ops, Bookie. You can be there, but you can't be the ops. If you're gonna be his wife and you're going to go through the building phase with him, you can't be mad at the building phase. You can't be mad at the building phase. Resent him throughout the building phase. Mad that it didn't happen in the timeline. You thought it should have happened, and all this other kind of stuff. Like, this is why I said in the beginning of the show, you have to marry, love, and respect the man you marry that day. The day you marry him, you got to be all right with him. You got to be okay with it. You got to be okay with him. Because if you're not okay with the man you marry on the day you marry him, you're going to be mad at him when he, quote unquote, doesn't do what he said. Acrimony is actually perfect. Acrimony is an extreme. Tyler Perry has a tendency to do that. It's an extreme example. It's way on the extreme of it. But let's just take it for a second. When she married, he told her his vision, which is what he was supposed to do. He had the vision, which is what he was supposed to do. He was working on the vision, which is what he was supposed to do. Now, the reason why I say it's extreme, because there are not many men that actually have a vision that's just not going to work at all or not contribute to the household at all in no type of way. Not monetarily, not nothing. That's the extreme part. That's the extreme part. Because even if he's working towards what he's trying to work towards, the majority of men that are doing that are uncomfortable with, I do nothing. Absolutely nothing, like 100% nothing. Like, don't really do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He would have had, in a real world, he would have had a day job. You understand what I'm saying? He would have had a day job. Even if he wasn't covering all the bills 100%, he would have been actually able to do the 50-50 thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would have, okay, I contribute here, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I don't just not contribute at all. So, but let's take that. She wasn't okay with the man she married the day she married him. She envisioned what he eventually became, and that she would love that man more than she loved the man that she actually married. And when he did not fulfill that potential in the time frame that he said he wanted to do, and it went well past that, she couldn't suffice herself. She also had her family in her ear. But regardless of, we're not going to get into the particulars of the film, but just the overarching concept that I'm trying to zero in on. Once they got divorced and he actually fulfilled that potential, then she wanted to be in love with him. And all of the stuff that happened before didn't matter. And all of the stuff that her sisters and stuff was saying to her didn't matter. She was in love again with that man. Now, the other key why Acrimony is a decent example for the hypothetical. She was there the whole time and she was paying everything, but she was an op. She was an op. She wasn't there. See, it's the energy with which you do things as well. It's the energy you do stuff. I was thinking about that sidebar. I was thinking about doing that for member content. Would y'all like to see that as like consistent member content? Because I'll do movie reactions. I actually think that y'all like movie reactions. I probably asked y'all that before. Put a 3 in the chat if you would like that as membership content, like consistently. Different movies. They don't have to be new or any particular time frame or strain. Just movies that I think offer a good discussion. Okay. Because I've been wanting to do movie nights like in Discord. I got to figure out how to do that. Anyway. So she was the ops though. See, it's the energy that you do stuff in. Who wants somebody to do something for them, but they do it begrudgingly? Don't nobody I don't want you helping me begrudgingly. You can keep that help. I'm good. Because if I ask you for help or you come over here and say, I'm willing to assist you, but then every time your assistance is required or requested, you just beg so much, oh, what you need me to do? I always need something. See, excuse you? You the ops. You the ops. You the ops. I don't want nothing from nobody with that kind of energy. I don't want nothing from you. If you can't help me with a happy energy, you should be happy to do it if you volunteering to do it. I ain't got no gun to your head, I promise you. I'm telling you, I am not holding no hostages. Right. You should have known that wasn't gonna work. Beelzebub, I'm gonna need you to exit. Stage left, Beelzebub. Because we don't have time. You can't be the ops and then get to say, well, I was with you when you were struggling. Yeah, I was struggling by myself and I was struggling out there and I had to come home and struggle with you. I had to struggle against you because you wouldn't speak no life into me. You wouldn't give me any positive reinforcement. You would not support me financially. You did not support me spiritually. You did not support me emotionally. You did not try to make my life peaceful. You didn't try to encourage me when you saw me down about it. You didn't try nothing. Lionesses do not work this way. Lionesses do not work this way. The way that lionesses see this is I need to be able to create an environment where the vision that he say he has for us, that can actually happen. Some of that support is going to be rooted in my femininity. Things like the nurturing, the emotional aspects of that, how to speak to him, how to encourage, how to give your insight, how to provide that feminine insight and intuition and things like that to him so that he can use it as a tool in his arsenal so that he may achieve things, the things that he say he's trying to achieve. Some of that, the non-emotional, pragmatic, practical part of the support is rooted in submission and obedience. So it's the things that he tell you that he physically actually need from you to do. I need you to, I'm trying to start this business and I don't have anybody to run the internet part of it. I'm swamped with emails and contacts, and I got this job and I'm trying to, and I can't answer all of them, but it needs to be answered because these are business opportunities. These are people that's really trying to see about what I'm doing. You as his wife and his helpmeet, you ought to volunteer. When he say that, see, that's active listening. When he say that, baby, I'll handle the emails. You know what I'm saying? I get off of work such and such. I'm free to do it. This day, this day, and this day, I'll make sure all the emails get answered. And if it's something that you need to answer, I'll bring that to you, and then you let me know how you want to respond and things of that nature. That will help him. A lioness is looking to take something off of his plate that she can actually do. And I'm talking about a tangible thing, right? There's the intangible part, my emotional support and being positive and all of that. And then there's the tangible, concrete part of the support, meaning that I I basically hit the pavement with you. You need me to make phone calls. You need me to field emails. You need me to talk to, arrange this meeting for you on Zoom. You need me to, oh man, okay, we got to print out these things and send them out. Or we got to make sure that these orders get made because they messed up the order, baby. Could you make sure that they get the order right and make a separate order as well? You got to do that. You may have to learn a new skill in order to help him do it. What if you good as a woman with editing videos or making certain, ads or running? What if you good with that? He not really good with that. That's not his thing. That's your bag. You need to do that. It's just examples. You see what I'm saying? That's how lionesses see it. We don't see it as our arms crossed while he doing all the work just to see if he gonna make it. We helping him make it. So that just like Keith Lee does, he speaks of his wife so highly, not because of all of these superficial things, but because when it was time to put boots on the ground, she did it. She did it. She was of value to him in that relationship. And she was of enough value to him that when the tree started bearing fruit, he was more than happy to share the fruit with her. That woman be with him everywhere. Every time I hear about him speak about his wife, he speak highly of her. So she did something right. She did something he liked. She did something he wanted her to do. He seemed happy about it. We're going to listen to a little bit more. And then I'm going to get to the super chats as well.
And I think that I'm basing it on case studies. I've seen, I know Black women. I'm friends with Black women. You know, I can, when I see the dating issues that happen, sorry, the mic.
No, we good. Go ahead. We good.
It's never that. It's never that they don't want to invest. It's actually the opposite. Black women are willing to be in relationships with men that are still leveling up, that are still working their way up. And then
yet you were reluctant. So why are they different from you?
Precisely.
Well, maybe because I've been through that and now I'm not trying to do that right now. Do you know what I mean? I've been through a relationship where I have supported someone and it went really badly for me. You know what I mean? So for me now, I don't need to coddle a man and be there. And I've worked my way up the same way. Investing in a man
is not coddling.
I don't think you need to invest. I don't think it's necessary in that way. Why is it only financial investment? Why is it only financial investment?
Well, no, that's what he's asking for, because at the end of the day, you just said yourself, financial equity is a major concern for women. So it has to be financial equity or investment, because that's what a lot of women are looking for from their men. Y'all want economic parity, and I don't have a problem with y'all wanting economic parity. I'm simply saying, with the obstacles facing Black men in Australia, the US, or any other white society, it comes with a lot of obstacles for us to get there, and it's unrealistic to expect me to be where you are when you are not considered the threat that I am.
Sorry,
she can't even get her mind around what he just said. She can't get her mind around what he just said. The first thing the thing that stomped her in just that little segment right there, he said the other women will do it. What makes them different from you? Well, I did it before. Listen, let me explain something. And I see this kind of in my chat a little bit. The women will hold the men down and then he leave. Let me explain something about that. And this is something that I have explained before. This is something that, before I get to this comment, this is something that I've explained before. Okay. Investments, the building phases, how you look at that, how you even position that within yourself. These chicks, the majority, because the majority is hyenas. Okay. The first baseline, the reason why certain stuff is a problem to them, and the concept of investing in a marriage is because, first off, number one, they don't feel as if they need to invest anything at all. Not money, not emotional support, not any form of work, emotional labor, any other kind of labor. They don't feel that is their job to put anything into the relationship at all. Let's start there. We got to start there. That's the basis and the foundation of the hyena mind. Why would I do something for him? Why would I do something that benefit him? Never mind that his come up is my come up. We're not even gonna look at it like that. And the reason why they continue to have that and how that manifests in a relationship is that they enter into the relationship not as a team, not as a team, not as a union. They enter into the contract, but not the covenant. Now, Ms. K says, any type of investment you have with a Black man needs to be under contract. So if he decides to leave you and don't do what he said he would, then you are able to sue him if he ever gets something. My question, and please do not time her out or anything, please do not. Because she's not being disrespectful, so far as I can see. This comment is not disrespectful. Can a man sue a woman for leaving him for irreconcilable differences for the amount of money that he poured into her and the relationship for the time period that they was in the relationship? Because by this logic, contracts go both ways. Contracts are supposed to ensure a win-win, not a win-loss. So if after 15 years, she decides she wants to be happy and he doesn't make her happy anymore, no specifics, she don't want to be married no more. All the money that he spent helping her go through nursing school or whatever it was, can he sue her for that money? Because it was an investment that he made with her with the understanding that she would not leave the marriage without probable cause. That's a question. Now, this comment, and I don't know Miss K, so I'm not trying to offend you, beloved, but this comment is a relationship under contract, not covenants. See, the contracts are with the state, and they are designed for people that don't intend on remaining married through better and worse, or richer for poorer, or for sickness and in health. Because contracts run out. Contracts have an end date. Contracts can be terminated. There are clauses in contracts. Okay? There are clauses in contracts that allow for the breaking of or the termination of contract without consequence and without penalty. Okay? The covenant, though, and I'm going to explain the difference. The covenant is the thing you do between you, your husband, and the Most High. That doesn't have anything to do with a monetary contract. Because when you are in covenant in your marriage, when your marriage is based on the covenant and not the transaction in the contract, then both of you are within the covenant. Y'all are not in business. Y'all are in the covenant. And so The things that you go through together in life, and there will be ups and downs. There's going to be good. There's going to be bad. There's going to be, okay? That is expected. And that is what the vow is supposed to cover. The ups and downs of life. You are making a vow to do life unto death with this person, the person you married that day. Not the potential that you married, the person. This is, I'm marrying his potential. I don't necessarily want to stick around to see whether or not it came to fruition. If I get tired of building with him and I desert it, I still want to be able to reap the benefit of the fruit that the tree will potentially still bear, whether I'm there or not. Any woman that's getting into a marriage with this mindset is going to be a divorced woman soon. If you are consistently the kind of female that's getting with these men, and these men need this and need that and need this and need that, and you supply it, but he don't have no vision, he don't have a plan, he not executing nothing, he just chilling with you, and you pay for everything, that's not helping to build no man. The thing that these hyenas is doing with these so-called bums is not the same thing that lionesses are doing with lions that are building. It's not the same thing. Because I'm going to tell you, Miss K and other ladies that think like this, well, women hold the men down. What's holding them down? What are you doing? And who are you doing it for? What kind of man you doing this for? And what are you doing? Because I've spoken to a lot of women that have no idea what support even is. They think talking to him crazy, belittling him about the job he has or don't have, thank you. Thank you. See, you reminded me of a lesson that I taught in the members section, the support versus the help. Lionesses will support. Hyenas want to help. What's the difference in supporting and helping? Crimson? Ain't that the same thing? Not really. No. Because see, when you support, you're not attached to the outcome of it. You're supporting for the sake of the support. You're not invested in the outcome. You're not attached to it. There's no disappointment if it don't happen or anything like that. Support is doing the thing that they ask you to do that will support them. Help is a woman doing what she think he need her to do. and she's overly invested in the outcome. I'm doing what I think you need. You didn't ask me to do this. You didn't request me to do this. I'm just doing it. And because I think this is what you need to have happening to you. Example. Helping a man get a job is not the same as supporting him to start a career or a business. You helped him. You called your brother because your brother run a little business and he was looking for somebody. So you, without provocation, without being requested, without any prior conversation, you took it upon yourself to call your brother and then call your boyfriend. And then you was like, well, my brother got a job. Why come you can't get, you can work over there with him. You should work over there with him. He can give you a job. And if that man say, no, I don't want to do that, you don't never want to do nothing. You don't want to do nothing. And a lot of chicks don't know the difference, even with the explanation. They don't understand the difference. Versus your man came and said, you know what? There's a your brother run that business, right? I got his number. You know what I do got his number. You know what? I'm gonna call. I'm gonna see if he got an opening. Oh, okay, baby. That'll be cool. You know, I think you will like that. Yeah. Maybe a couple of weeks go by. You might ask him about it. Do you ever give my brother a call? Oh, you know what? I didn't. Let me call him right now. That's support. He didn't ask you to do nothing specific, and you didn't take it upon yourself to do nothing specific. You didn't take it upon yourself to now call your brother to tell your brother to call. Yep. Old folks used to call it meddling. Why are you meddling in that man's business? Why are you in the middle of that? Unless he specifically came to you and said, baby, call your brother for me and tell him to give me a call tomorrow. Give me a call tomorrow. Now that is support. He asked you to do that. You're not invested in the outcome. You had a simple task that he asked you to do. Call your brother, tell your brother, call him. That's all. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. He asked you to do that. So he can't even be mad that you did it because he asked you to do it. He'd be mad if you didn't do it. The lioness that need help, she'll get it. The hyena that thinks she right will never get it. This is why I say I'm not talking to hyenas in the first place. I talk about hyenas. I don't talk to them. Lionesses who need some help, lionesses who need the clarity, they'll get it. They will understand it. And then they will apply what is being said to them. Also, one last thing. Hyenas that swear to God, they helping people. And they holding everything down for their man and da-da-da-da-da. How many times you do something for them and then bring it back up? Just think about that. How many times do you do something, quote unquote, for his benefit? And then when y'all get into it, or y'all get into some kind of discussion or argument or blah, da, 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 you bring that up and you weaponize it and you throw it in his face. Lesson for the lioness. In order not to feel taken advantage of for things that you may do for anybody, for a husband, a family member, a friend, a person on the street, here is how you don't feel taken advantage of. If you make your intention to do something to please the Most High or to please Allah, you will never feel taken advantage of. You will never feel taken advantage of. You may see if people are trying to use you. You may understand that that's their intention. But if you make the intention that you are giving something to someone, whether it be advice, whether it be money, whether it be clothes, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, a lead on something or whatever it is that you are giving, give it from your heart. Give it because we know that Allah will be pleased with that thing that you give. And understand that your reward is with Allah, not from the people. The people cannot reward you. Even if they're grateful, even if they're thankful, that's nice. But the people cannot reward you. Don't do nothing for nobody expecting them to do it for you, or expecting them to even reciprocate it. I know that sounds funny, but it's real talk. If you don't want to always feel like somebody doing this and doing that, man, I did this for you. Why come that person ain't do? Why can that person ain't do? Why can that person said this? Why come that person wasn't grateful? Why can that person didn't give it back? Why can that person? Anything that you do for a person, any good act, any good action, chalk it up as charity for the pleasure of your Lord. Thank you, Thanos Snap. So that girl is nothing but a hyena masquerading as a lioness. She wants to meet a man at the finish line, not run the race with him. Thank you, your daily BRZ says more telling she laughed instead of saying no. Thank you, HVAC said finally got it right. Like I said last live, all options are on the table. Becky, Naomi, Maria Chun-Li beating the brakes off our women. Thank you, Blue Exodus said, what's worse nowadays? Black men's colorism towards black women or black women's classism towards black men? Thank you again. Your daily said they will put men's vision on hold because they don't want to sacrifice luxury at the time. They sabotage the vision due to refusal to sacrifice that. Thank you, Thunder. So nowadays, these hyenas analyze the quickest securing the bag with little assisting scheme and then cage the man to make sure nobody can interfere with her payout. Frederick has been a member for 7 months. It's unfortunate. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gregory. Says, salute, Kendra. Even now, we are seeing more black women in other cultures sound like FBA women can't find a decent black man mantra. Thank you, Ruminant. Said, lioness helps her man during the struggle and writes the story they tell the grandkids once they're up. A hyena has him sitting in the car, not wanting to go in the house because there's another struggle when he comes home. Thank you again, your daily. So could you imagine if men who got burned for their money use the excuse, I tried providing for a woman, it didn't work out. She used me for my money. Right. Thank you, Sister Beshua. Said, respectfully, sounds like Miss K sounds like she has dealt with a pookie, someone who was not properly vetted. If not her, then perhaps she's speaking vicariously through someone else. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jeff said, has become a member. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
But now you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
Thank you, Jared, for your super sticker. I appreciate you as well. Did I? Thank Jamie for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Thank you to Last McCoy for becoming a member.
But now you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
Thank you, Lewis. Wife is literally labeled a helpmeet, and duties come with that label that many women refuse to fulfill. Hence, blessed is the man who finds a wife, because among all the women in this earth, few are true helpmeets. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mrs. O. Said, keep speaking the truth. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone's contribution. I definitely appreciate it. Let me see. I just want to put the other link up. And then we're going to wrap stuff up. Thank you, Miss Mia. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Before we get out of here.
Diary of Dark One's Son is a look into the thoughts, opinions, and experiences of a young black man who is wrestling with the tough task of trying to make something out of himself in a very racist and hateful environment. It covers in detail the thoughts of a man as he observes and eventually learns how to cope and deal with the world around him. It is a story of a man who, while beset with many obstacles, learns how to overcome them in order to accomplish his goals and aspirations. This book is not for the faint of heart, and the opinions that are shared in this book can be deemed very offensive to some readers. If you think that you will be offended by the opinions shared in this book, the answer is simple. This is not the book for you. This book is merely the opinions of one man, and it should be taken as such. However, if you really wish to gain insight into the thoughts of a young black male in today's society, then look no further. Read this book. Excerpt from the book. From the chapter, Am I Visible or What? One day when I was walking home from school, I came across this other brother who was walking my way. In his eyes, I could see the sadness, the same sadness that was in mine. I knew exactly what was going through his mind too. He was feeling like an absolute nobody. How did I know, you ask? Because I was feeling the same way at the moment, right when I walked past him. Have you ever felt, if you are a black man reading this, that you were invisible to the world? Not because you want to be, but because people refuse to acknowledge your presence. Read more when you purchase this book. This book can be purchased from lulu.com.
All right, for those of you who want to support the brother and get the ebook version, a link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you would like a paperback, the link to that is in the description. Thank you all for coming through to support and to have this conversation with me. Jump down into the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, is the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.